నెక్స్ట్ ఈ ఫోర్త్ యూనిట్ వచ్చేటప్పుడు ఏంటంటే మెయిన్ ఎయిమ్ ఈజ్ మెమరీ సిస్టమ్ గురించి అండి. మన మెమరీ ఉంటే మెమరీలో ఏ విధంగా అనేది స్టోరింగ్ అవుతుంది డేటా చూడండి. మెమరీ సిస్టమ్ గురించి అవుతుందని చూడండి. కంప్యూటర్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఉండే 15 యూనిట్ ఈజ్ ఫోర్త్ యూనిట్ ఈజ్ మెమరీ సిస్టమ్ గురించి అండి. దీంట్లో వచ్చే సిలబస్ ఏంటంటే చూడండి, బేసిక్ మెమరీ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఏంటి, మన సిలబస్ లో ఏముంటాయి అంటే బేసిక్ వచ్చే మెమరీ యొక్క కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఏంటి, మెమరీలో వచ్చే బేసిక్ యొక్క కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఏంటి. బేసిక్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ వచ్చేటప్పుడు ఏంటంటే చూడండి, ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ ఫర్ బేసిక్ మెమరీ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఏంటి, మెమరీలో ఉన్న వేరియస్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ బేసిక్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఏంటి. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ మెమరీ సిస్టమ్ యొక్క కన్సిడరేషన్స్ ఏంటి, వాట్ ఆర్ ది మెమరీ సిస్టమ్ ఆఫ్ ది కన్సిడరేషన్స్, వాట్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ఏ మెమరీ సిస్టమ్ ఆఫ్ ది కన్సిడరేషన్. First one is basic memory concepts. What is the main memory? What is the secondary memory? What are the different types of memory that are maybe defined in the memory systems? First topic is basic concepts. Second one is memory system of the consideration. Second concept is memory system of the consideration. Third one is ROM RAM. Ante read only memory. Third topic is read only memory, and that are my memory system of the organization, how to construct the read only memory, and PRAM means programmable read only memory. EPRAM electrical programmable read only memory. EPRAM electrical erasable programmable read only memory. These are the various types of the chips that should be designed for the how to construct the various of the read only memory devices. First one is for read only memory, ROM. Second one is for PRAM. PRAM means programmable read only memory, and the next one is for EEPRAM. PRAM tarvata EPRAM, electrically programmable read only memory. Next one is EEPRAM, electrical erasable programmable read only memory, and the flash memory. These are the various types of techniques to design for the memory of the system. In this level, how to construct the and what are the primary memory and secondary memory of the devices. In this level, you should be learning from the unit is what are the primary memory, what is the difference between the secondary memory, and how it should be construct the read-only memories from the data. The read-only memories are the different types of read-only memories. First one is for PRAM, programmable read-only. Second one is EPRAM, electrical programmable read-only memory. Third one is EEPRAM, electrical erasable programmable read-only memory. These are different types of techniques are may be used in the data. And you should be using another memory is called it as a flash memory. Flash memory is also stored in the read-only memory. And next one is for cache memory and cache memory techniques. What is defined by the cache memory techniques? Cache memory techniques is may be used for the mapping of the functions from the output should be stored in the children. Cache memory is a technique. So whenever the main memory is having the smallest amount of the memory and CPU is fast, and the memory of cache memory techniques when we should be defined the cache memory techniques may be having the whenever the main memory storage is high but the CPU has a very fast but main memory speed is very slow. There is a mismatch difference between the main memory and the CPU. We should introduce the another unit is called it as a cache memory. Cache memory techniques ఏంటంటే how to should be transfer the various different types of a cache memory data should be mapping into the location in the physical memory. There are the three different types of techniques are denoted in the memory mapping techniques. Memory mapping techniques are very important in the end examinations, and all topics in this unit are very important. Next one is cache memory. Cache memory, they should be having the three types of different types of techniques, mapping techniques, and you should be learning in this unit. First topic is basic memory concepts in this unit. First one is should be learning from the basic memory concepts. Next one is memory system of the consideration, how to should be consideration of the memory. And next we should be construct the read-only memory. Read-only memory means read-only memory, how to should be the secondary storage of the memory or primary memory or the secondary memory. Primary memory divided into the two types. One is for read-only memory, second one is for RAM. RAM means random access memory. Again, RAM has read-only memory has divided into the three types. First one is for PRAM. PRAM means programmable read-only memory. Second one is EPRAM, electrical programmable read-only memory. Third one is EPRAM, electrical erasable programmable of the read-only memory. And next we can learning from the flash memory. Flash memory, and automatically next we can learning from what are different types of techniques to develop to transfer the data between the cache memory to the main memory. Cache memory to the main different types of memory of the mapping functions. Next one is what are the interleaving of the techniques, and next one is should be learning from the secondary storage devices. Secondary storage devices are the magnetic hard disk and the optical disk. Secondary storage devices are maybe on the magnetical hard disk and the optical disk. Magnetical hard disk and the optical disks are maybe using in the secondary storage of the memory. Sure. Secondary storage of the memory. And these are only for the learning from the unit is only for the memory unit. Memory unit may be having the divided into the basic of the concepts. First one, sure. Secondary storage devices are maybe having the magnetic hard disk and the optical disk. These are maybe also learning in this unit, and we should be in this learning is we will be learning about the what is the main memory. Next one is primary storage of devices. Next one is secondary storage of the various devices of the construction, and we should be learning from the various types of the primary memory and secondary of the memory devices, and the flash memory and the cache memory mapping techniques in this unit is learning. Next one is you should be learning from the basic memory concept. A memory unit is a collection of the storage units. Memory unit is a collection of the various types of storage units. A memory unit is a collection of the various types of a storage unit. Storage collection of various types of storage units are called it as a memory unit. Memory unit ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఏంటంటే collection of different types of storage units. Different types of storage units are called it as a memory unit అంటాం. Or devices together, or the various devices together. A memory unit is a collection of storage units. A memory unit is a collection of the storage units or the devices together. The memory unit can store the binary information in the form of a bits. Memory information can be stored in the form of a bits. The memory can be stored the memory unit stores the bit in the binary information in the form of a bits form lo store chestundi. First point is a memory unit is a collection of a storage units. Memory unit ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఏం చేస్తుందంటే collection of a storage units. That means that can be stored the different types of a storage of the units. A memory unit is a collection of a different types of a storage units. Is called it as a memory unit. The memory unit is stores the what the type of information can be stores the memory unit. Memory unit can be stores the binary information. in the form of a bits. Sorry. In the memory unit stores the binary information. The memory unit stores the binary information in the form of a bits. Sorry. The memory unit stores the binary information in the form of a bits lo store చేస్తుంది. Memory storage is classified into the two types. First one is for volatile memory, second one is for non-volatile memory. చూడండి. Second point ఏంటంటే the memory unit is stored into the there are the two types. చూడండి. The memory unit is storage for the binary information in the form of the bits. Memory unit is to storage the information in the binary form. The memory unit can be storage the information in the binary form. First, memory unit is a collection of the different types of storages unit are the together. First definition is memory unit is the collection of a storage units. Memory unit means memory unit is a collection of a different types of a storage unit. Memory unit is a collection of a different types of storage unit together, and the storage unit may be the memory unit may be having the storage of the information in the binary information in the form of a bits. Information for the binary information in the form of the bits. And next, memory storage will be divided into the two categories. Memory storage of the classified into the two categories. First one is for volatile memory, second one is for non-volatile memory. First one is for volatile memory, second one is for non-volatile memory. So memory storage can be classified into the two types. First one is for volatile memory, second one is for non-volatile memory. Next, what is the mean by the volatile? Volatile means this lost the data whenever it is power is switched off. Volatile means whenever the power is off, the information in the data will be lost in the volatile of the devices. Memory storage devices are the classified into the two types. First one is for volatile memory, second one is for non-volatile memory. Volatile memory means it loses the data. It loses the data when the power is switched off. It loses the data when the power is switched off. Next, non-volatile means this is a permanent storage and does not loss of the any data information. So this is a non-volatile memory which is having the permanent storage. Permanent storage does not loss any data whenever the power is switched off. So it does not loss of the any information whenever the power is switched off. So first one is for volatile. Volatile means whenever the memory storage can be classified into the two types. First one is for volatile memory, second one is for non-volatile memory. First one is for volatile memory, second one is for non-volatile memory. So volatile memory means it's if the data is loss on whenever the power is turn off. Power turn off అయినప్పుడు ఏమంటే దాంట్లో ఉన్న ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మొత్తం లాస్ అవుతుంది. That is called it as a volatile memory. Non-volatile means this is a permanent storage. This is a permanent storage when any data don't lose the any data whenever the power is switched off. Don't lose the any of the data. This is a permanent storage of the data. Non-volatile memory is one of the permanent storage of the data. They don't lose the non-volatile memory is a permanent data. They don't lose the information whenever the power is switched off. Whenever the power is switched off, that is called it as a non-volatile memory. And next one is how to should be accessing the memory by using the various of the techniques. So in this level, memory accessing methods are maybe using how to retrieve the information from the memory. So in this method is how to memory accessing of methods are used to retrieve the information from the memory. To retrieve the information of the memory. First point we can discuss what is a memory unit. Memory unit is a collection of a storage units. Memory unit is the definition is collection of a storage units together or devices together. The storage unit may be stores the information in the form of a binary information. Storage unit can be stores the information in the form of a binary information. Next one is the memory storage units are divided into the two types. First one is for volatile memory, Second one is for non-volatile memory. Volatile memory means whenever the power is, if the data is lost, whenever the power is switch off. If the data is lost, whenever the power is switch off. The second non-volatile memory, the data is which is having the permanent storage, the data which can be stored in the permanent storage, and they don't lose the information whenever the power is switched off. They don't lose the information whenever the power is switch off. Switch off అయినా కానీ they don't lose the information whenever the power is switch off. Switch off అయినా కానీ పవర్ అనేది లాస్ కాదు, అంటే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ is don't lose. That is the permanent storage of the device, that is called it as a non-volatile memory. Next one is how to extracting the data from the main memory. Memory access methods. The memory access methods are, first one is for random access method. First one is for random access method. There are the two different types of memory access methods. What are the different types of the methods? Second one is there are three different types of memory access methods. First one is for random access method. Second one is for sequential access method. Third one is for direct access method. So first one is for random access method. Second one is for first one is for random access method. Second one is for sequential access. Third one is direct access method. So random access means main memories are the random access memories in which the memory location has a unique address. So random means whenever the main memory are the random access memories, main memory lo data మొత్తం యాక్సెస్ చేయడానికి ఇచ్చేసే లొకేషన్స్ అన్ని కూడా ఏంటంటే, so whenever the main memory is divided into the different types of locations, that are called it as a memory of the access of the location, memory access of the memories. Main memories are the random access memories in which the each memory location has a unique address, in which the each memory location has a unique address. Each memory has a unique, in which the each memory has a unique address, in which the each memory has a unique address. And in the memory locations in the main memory, the locations can be storage units or maybe placed into the unique address. Unique address means that only one of the address may be storing of the different types of address. The address lines are maybe different from the different types of the units locations. Each memory location has a unique address, that is called it as a random access method. Second one is for sequential access. Using this technique, address of the any memory location can be reached the same amount of time at any order. Address of the same amount of the memory location. So using this technique, unique address or any memory location. So using this technique, unique address or any memory locations, using this technique, unique address or any memory location can be reached the same amount of time at the any time of the order. That is called it as a sequential access. Means the unique address or maybe memory location can be reached the any amount of the time in order. Third one is for sequential access. This method is allows the memory access in a sequential of the order. So sequence of the order. This memory is allowed for the memory accessing is you'll be having the sequential of the order. Direct access means in this mode the information is stored in the tracks. Direct access means that in this mode the information is stored into the tracks and each track has a separate read and write of the head. Each track has a separate read and write head that may be storing using the concept of read and write head, or may be using in the disk storage, CD-ROM. So magnetic secondary storage devices magnetic disk and the magnetic tape యొక్క construction లో అక్కడ read and write head of each track of a device can be stored in the data. Memory access methods are divided into the three types. Memory accessing methods are divided into three types. First one is for random access method. Second one is for sequential access method. Third one is for direct access methods. Memory accessing methods are the three types. First one is for random access method. Second one is for sequential access. Third one is for direct access method. Random access method means the main memory of the locations can be random access of the memory. So main memory of location, the main memory of the memory location can be split into the areas of the location. For example, the main memory location will be starting with the 1000 of the memory location. Next address may be starting with the 1000 of the 2. Next address location may be starting with 1000 of 4. Next address location with thousands of 6. These are the unique of the memory locations can be stored into the main memory. These are the unique of the address locations can be stored into the main memory. These are the unique of the address location can be stored into the main memory. The random access means that we can access the memory location at any given time. Random means we cannot access the data can be directly. We can access the for of the any of the location, any of the memory address location, we can retrieve the data. We can access the any of the memory location and we can retrieve the data. That is called it as a random access method. Second one is for sequential access. Sequential access means this method is allows the memory access in a sequence. This method is allows the memory access is a sequential order. This method is allows the memory in a sequential order. Third one is for direct access. Direct access means in this mode, information is stored in the tracks. In this mode, information is stored in the tracks, and each track can have a separate read and write head of the head, and each track can have a separate read and write of the head. Information is stored in the track, and each track has a separate read and write of the head. Next one is connections to the memory to the processor. What are the connections to the memory to the processor? So what are different types of connections? Can be constructions. Connections to the memory to the processor. Okay, each one of the memory unit how to should be connection with the processor. Memory unit can be how to should be connection with the processor. First one is processor unit should be consisting of a MAR, MBR. MAR means memory address register. MBR means memory buffer register can be stored into the data. Memory address processor register can be identify the memory address register with the in the information of the 16 bit of the 1 bit of the address lines with the 1 bit of the address lines. So with the memory address register will be specifies the processor to the memory unit with the 1 bit of the address lines in the memory. And again, memory should be data should be transferring with the data using the lines, using the data bus. And first one is the information is exchanging between the children. The data transfer and the processor. First unit is memory unit and processor. Processor unit should be having the processor unit. First unit is processor. Processor may be having the two of the units. The units are called it as a MAR and MBR. MAR and the MBR. The memory unit should be consisting of these two units are connection with the three different types of buses. First one is for address bus, second one is for data bus, third one is for control bus. Address bus will be separate the address lines of the processor to the address lines in the memory register. Data bus should be transfer the data from the memory to the processor, and control lines should be transferring all the overall control of the data. The data transfer between the memory and the processors can be placed through the use of two processor registers. Data transfer between memory and the processor can take place the use of the two processor registers. Ante enti data transfer jaragalante enti memory unit to the processor. Data transfer between the processor to the P and a processor. M అనేది memory unit ఉంటే M is a memory unit ఉంటే the processor unit has to take the data transfer between the memory to the processor. Memory or processor to the memory unit, they should be taking as a processor with the two registers, including that or may be one unit or may be having the memory address register, and second one is memory buffer register. Data transfer between the connection and diagram is a connections between the processor to the main memory unit, processor to the connections between the memory to the processor to the memory unit. The data transfer between the memory to the processor with the two registers such as a one is for memory address register, second one is for memory buffer register. Such as first one is for memory address register, second one is for memory buffer register. Memory buffer register, what will be doing the memory buffer register, memory address register. Second one is for memory buffer register. If memory buffer register is a memory address register is a k bits. Suppose the memory address register will be having the k bits of the long, and MDR is also n bits of the long. Memory address will be having the k bits of the long means here the memory address will be having the k bits of the long, k bits of the long, and MDR equal to n bits of the long. MDR equal to n bits of the long అయితే అంటే the data transfer between the memory address is equal to the k bits of the long, and the memory data register equal to the n bits of the long అయితే. Suppose there are the data transfer between the processor and the memory unit. They should be using for the two units such as two registers are may be used in the processor register. First one is for what are the unit? Memory address register. Second one is used for the memory data register. So memory address register is which is having how many bits of the length? K bits of the word of the length, and memory data register having the n bits of the long. The memory unit can be contains up to the 2 power k2 2 power k2. The memory unit can be consisting of up to the address lines in the main memory is 2 power k up to of the address locations, and the word length equal to the n bits of the data, and word length equal to n bits of the data up to the 2 power k address of the locations. Designing the memory cycle, n bits of data transfer between the memory and the processor. Here address lines are maybe having the length is, address bus will be having the length is k bits of the data. Here the address bits of the length are maybe having the k bits of the data తీసుకుంటే should be transferred from the data. Suppose the address lines are should be transferred from the data is k bits of the length. You should be using the data for the data. If the address bits are maybe having the address register or maybe having the k bits of the long, and the memory data register may be having the n bits of the long అయితే, then the memory unit should be contains the data 2 power k address lines of the maximum of the storing in the memory unit can be storing in the processor address to the memory address locations are equal to the 2 power k of the address lines, and the n bits of the data will be transferred, and n bits of the data will be stored during memory cycle. N bits of a data transferred between memory and the processor. This transfer takes over the processor bus, which has the address lines, k address lines, and the n data lines. The bus is also includes the read and write ahead of read and write and the memory functions. The bus should be consisting of read and write lines, read and the write and the memory functions. Memory function completed, MFC. Shortcut memory function completed is called it as a MFC. Memory function completed for coordinating the data transfer. Other control lines are may be added to the indicate the number of bytes can be transferred. Other control lines are should be transferred. Other indicate the number of the bytes can be transferred. In this connection is connections ఏంటంటే మనకి ఇక్కడ memory connections between the చూడండి. In this connection సో డయాగ్రామ్ ఇస్తున్నాను. You have to draw the diagram and whiteboard. చూడండి, ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ మే బి హ్యావింగ్ ది ప్రాసెసర్ యూనిట్. చూడండి, ప్రాసెసర్, హియర్ ది ప్రాసెసర్ యూనిట్. చూడండి, ప్రాసెసర్ యూనిట్, హియర్ ది ప్రాసెసర్ యూనిట్, here the which will be having the processor unit. Next unit are may be having with the MU. MU means memory unit and so on. MU memory unit. MU means first one is for processor unit and second one is for memory unit. So first one is for processor unit, second one is for memory unit. So here the processor, second one is for memory unit, second one is for memory unit and so on. Memory unit unte so here we can transfer the data between the, here the we can transfer the how to connection between the memory unit to the processor unit. How to should be connection between the memory unit to the processor. We should be using how to should be construction between the memory unit to the processor. First they should be consisting of a two of a registers or maybe used in the memory processor MAR. Next one is for MBR. First one is we should be constructed with the data. Suppose the processor should be consisting of a two registers. First one is for MAR, second one is for MBR, memory buffer register. And these are the two units or maybe two registers are maybe stored into the data. These are the two registers are maybe stored into the data. And next one is for memory unit. Memory unit, suppose the what are the locations should be storing the, for suppose the memory address register will be refers to the memory address locations in the memory unit, address locations in the memory unit. The address locations are called as using for the address bus. Address locations are using for the address bus. The address bus should be consisting of a k bits of the long, k bits of the data. Suppose the k bits of the long తీసుకుంటే k bits, and the maximum number of address locations can be referenced to the maximum number of address locations can be refers to the memory unit will be having the 2 power k of the address locations are available in the memory location of the unit. 2 power k address lines are the available in the memory location. And next one is the data transfer between the which of the data can be transferred from the memory unit to the IO unit. Memory unit to the processor data, processor register. Memory unit to the processor unit, they should be using for the another of the bus, that is call it as a data bus. Data bus, suppose the n bits of the long means each of the memory cycle, each of the burst of the memory cycle, n bits of long data should be transferred from the memory unit to the memory. N bits of the long data can be transferred into the ఇట్లా మనకు పని ఉండకపోయి కదా. చూడండి, ఈచ్ ఆఫ్ ది ప్రాసెసర్ మే బి హ్యావింగ్ ది డేటా. చూడండి, ప్రాసెసర్ యొక్క డేటా ఉంటే తర్వాత చులకలు ఏం చేస్తుంది చూడండి. ఫ్రమ్ ది అడ్రస్ టు ది మెమరీ యూనిట్ టు ది మెమరీ బఫర్ రిజిస్టర్, దే షుడ్ బి చూడండి. The memory address location from the main memory unit to చూడండి, memory unit to be they should be using for the data. Memory unit to the location that can be stored with the data using for the second one is for using for the data lines. Suppose we can using for the data lines. Data lines are maybe having the n bits of the lines. Suppose the n bits of the length. Suppose the data lines maybe should be transferred into the n bit of the lines. The n bit of the lines can be transferred from the memory unit to the memory buffer register. They should be using for the n bit of the data. And next one is for last unit is which is having the control unit from the memory to the control lines. These are the connections between the memory unit to the, these are the connections between the memory unit to the processors. చూడండి ఈ ప్రాసెసర్ యొక్క మెమరీ యూనిట్ నుంచి ప్రాసెసర్ అన్ని కూడా these are the connections. చూడండి they should be using for the data. చూడండి connections between the various of the processors. చూడండి next they should be the transfer of the takes place from the processor has a taking the data from the bus that has a k address lines and the n data lines. The transfer between the processor memory unit which is having the k address lines and the n of the data lines. The bus is also includes the data. This should be consisting of your data. The bus is also includes the data. The bus is also includes the data during memory cycle. That data transfer between memory and the processor. K address lines, n are the data lines. The bus is also includes the read and write header. Read and write of the memory system and the read and write. The bus is also includes the control lines. The bus is also includes the control bus, includes the control bus includes the read and write lines and the MFC. MFC means memory function completed. MFC unit for coordinating the data transfer between the memory unit to the processor. Memory unit నుంచి processor మధ్య కూడా చూడండి control units may be consisting of a read and write, RW and the MFC. Memory function of the unit, they should be transferred between the two of the units. Two of the units మన డేటాని ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేయొచ్చండి. చూడండి టూ ఆఫ్ ది డేటా మొత్తం కూడా మనం ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేయొచ్చు. And the data transfer control lines are may be used for the data. They should be used in the data, maybe using the data of the transfer. These are the connections between the memory unit to the processor. These are the connections between the memory unit to the processor. Next one is here the bus includes the control lines, includes the read and write and the memory function of the completed unit. And other control lines are maybe added, the number of bytes can be transferred. Other control